Today, I want to talk about a man who can't sleep. Not for a night, not for a week, for 6 months. Doctors say he's fine, his brain doesn't agree. So he starts going to support groups, sits in rooms full of people who are actually dying. And for the first time in months, he feels something. He cries in the arms of strangers, and then he sleeps. The only way he can rest? By borrowing someone else's pain, because his own life does nothing for him. On paper, he has everything. The job, the apartment, the furniture, the routine. Which leads to a question Fight Club never answers. How does a man with everything end up so empty? And why does the moment he finally wakes up look like destruction? What his insomnia reveals isn't about him. What if it's about you? What if you feel the same and never noticed? By the end of this, you'll have one question to answer. That's it. 1. Before we talk about Tyler Durden, you need to understand who the narrator actually is, with a man who built his entire life around one single need, the need to be safe. The narrator's apartment is his identity. Every piece of furniture is proof he has his life together.
What kind of dining set defines me as a person?
His job, insurance, every danger reduced to a formula, every risk managed from a distance. Nobody chooses safety because they're weak. They choose it because it works. That's what makes it so hard to leave. He meets someone on a plane. They talk for 3 hours. Real conversation. The kind where you think, I could be friends with this person. They shake hands. He never sees them again. And he's fine with it. Like connection was never the point.
The people I meet on each flight, they're single-serving friends.
That's what makes the story so disturbing. His life isn't bad. For a lot of people, his life is the honest dream. The stable job, the nice apartment, the security. One day, he comes home, and his apartment is gone. Not robbed, not damaged, exploded. The couch that defined him, the catalogs he used to build an identity, gone. Losing stuff shouldn't feel like losing yourself, but when your things are all you have, it does. Nowhere to go, he calls the one person whose number he has, a guy he met on a flight, Tyler Durden. Tyler lives in a house that looks abandoned. The roof leaks, the walls rot, nothing works. And Tyler is more alive in that rotting house than the narrator ever was in his perfect apartment. Tyler doesn't care about safety. Tyler doesn't manage risk. Tyler doesn't optimize. There's always someone like that. Someone who lives in a way that makes no sense to you. You don't want their life. You want whatever it is that lets them not care. And the narrator looks at this man and thinks, that's what I've been missing. Not comfort, not security, freedom. Outside a bar, Tyler turns to him and says, I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
This is crazy. You want me to hit you?
That's right.
Think about what this means to a man who spent his entire life making sure nothing ever touched him. Here is someone asking to feel it, asking for proof that he exists. The narrator hits him.
You hit me in the ear!
Well, Jesus, I'm sorry.
Ow!
And something cracks open, like breathing out after holding your breath for a year. His hands are shaking, and he's smiling. Not anger, not violence, relief. Safety was a cage, freedom was the answer. This is what he needed. You felt that before. A moment where you stopped thinking and just acted. You remember how alive it felt. You also remember how fast it faded. There's one scene most people forget. Tyler walks into a convenience store at night, finds the clerk in the back. Young guy, going nowhere. Pulls out a gun, puts it to his head, asks what he wanted to be.
The question, Raymond, was what did you want to be? Animals.
Dropped out. Too much school. Too scary. Life didn't kill his dream. Paying the rent did. Tyler takes his ID, memorizes his address. 6 weeks, or I come back. The clerk runs into the night, shaking, sobbing, alive. You have a version of this. Not a gun, but a moment. A 3 a.m. conversation where someone asked what you'd do if money didn't matter. And you already knew. You just didn't act on it. The answer itself was never the difficult part. It was rebuilding your life around it. In that moment, Tyler looked like a hero. But it wasn't about saving people. It never was. Tyler wanted more, much more. Fight Club starts in a basement. Men show up, men who look like the narrator. Same dead eyes, same quiet desperation. Same feeling that something was taken from them and they can't name what. Tyler speaks.
You're not your job. You're not how much money you have in the bank. You're not the car you drive. You're not the contents of your wallet.
Everything the narrator built his identity around. Dismantled in 30 seconds. And the men follow. Not reluctantly. Desperately. They didn't follow because they understood. They followed because it felt like understanding. There's a difference. The punching replaces the numbness. The brotherhood replaces the isolation. The philosophy replaces the emptiness. It feels like waking up. Then something shifted. Tyler says, don't follow anyone. Builds a system where everyone worships him. Tyler says reject conformity, demands obedience without question, rules, uniforms, numbers, different master, same cage.
Why wasn't I told about Project Mayhem? Why didn't you include me in the beginning?
Fight Club was the beginning. Now it's moved out of the basement. It's called Project Mayhem.
Freedom without direction doesn't stay freedom, it becomes control. The narrator traded safety for freedom, but it was never real freedom. It was someone else's script again, just louder, just more exciting, just dressed in a leather jacket instead of a tie. Forget Tyler for a minute. Remember the support groups from the beginning? How they worked, how the narrator could finally sleep. Then they stopped. Her name is Marla Singer. She showed up at his support groups. She was faking it too.
Her lie reflected my lie. And suddenly, I felt nothing. I couldn't cry. So once again, I couldn't sleep.
And here's the thing about faking it. It only works if you think you're the only one doing it. The moment someone else shows up wearing the same mask, yours stops fitting. The narrator looked at Marla and thought she was ruining everything. But what he was actually looking at was a mirror. And that forced him to see that his pain was real. And real pain can't coexist with a lie you're telling yourself. So the system collapsed. The insomnia returned. And instead of moving toward that honesty, his mind built Tyler. Tyler was the escape hatch from reality. Because Marla is real, messy, uncomfortably honest, and the narrator can't handle that. And Tyler gives one rule. Never talk to Marla about me.
Now listen, can't have you talking to her about me.
Why would I talk to her?
Say anything about me or what goes on in this house to her or to anybody. We're done.
Not to protect Fight Club, to protect the lie, because Marla will have discovered the truth about the narrator. Tyler Durden doesn't exist. He never did. Everyone knows the twist. Nobody talks about what it actually means. Everything Tyler did, the narrator did. The speeches that made men weep. The philosophy that woke thousands of people up. The presence that made every person feel seen for the first time in their lives. Tyler didn't give him any of it. Tyler borrowed it. Do you remember his apartment he spent years building? Tyler admits it.
Why do you think I blew up your condo?
But Tyler is him, the part of him that couldn't breathe inside it anymore. When someone can't say what they need, they become someone who doesn't have to ask. He had the potential to change the world for the better, but because he lacked a clear identity, he created Tyler, who used that potential for destruction. The irony? The one who was most asleep was trying to wake everyone else up. He's not the exception. He is the rule. Like him, you did everything right. Went to school, got the job, built the life you were supposed to build, did what society told you to do, checked every box. But that's not how it works. You don't choose what feeds you, you can only notice when something doesn't. And if you ignore that long enough, it doesn't go away. It grows, it rots. People call it an existential crisis, the distance between the life you're living and the one you were supposed to live. And that distance gets wider every year you ignore it. Maybe it showed up when you realize your weekends feel the same as your weekdays. The narrator ignored that feeling. So it became Tyler. It became destruction.
It's too much. I don't want this.
What do you want? Want to go back to the shit job? Condo world watching sitcoms? I won't do it.
You won't build a Tyler. You won't start a Fight Club. But pressure that has nowhere to go doesn't just disappear. And one day, you look up and realize years went by and you were never in any of them. Raymond had it. A dream he buried behind a register. The narrator had it. You have it too. You might have someone like Marla in your life. Someone you keep at a distance because getting close would mean being honest about who you are. That thing you buried isn't dead. It's still there. You don't need to destroy everything to hear it. The narrator did. You don't. But you do need to stop. Before the numbness stops feeling like a phase and starts feeling like your personality. Before you mistake being comfortable for being alive. The narrator's problem was never insomnia. He didn't know what he actually needed, so everything he built belonged to someone else. Most people live like that. Not because they're lost, because they've never seen clearly enough what's actually driving them. I built a test for that. It shows you what's actually driving your decisions and what's underneath it. The part you usually don't see, but always obey. 10 minutes. It's free, no email, no credit card. The link is in the description. You've been awake this whole time. The question is, what are you going to do about it?